Hey guys, my name is Lilly and today I would like to report some news from Europe again, and this time I would like to start with communist Germany. In this article it's saying that public utilities propose residential area tax to force citizens to downsize. Yeah, first I thought it's a joke, but actually it's not. So this is a concept which is coming from a municipal utility company in Bonn, which is a German city, and it's proposing a residential space tax. Not space like in outer space, but space as in living space. The aim is to encourage residents to downsize their living space. A concept by Bonn-Netz, a subcontractor of Bonn's municipal utility company, proposes the introduction of a residential space tax. Bonn, like all cities with more than 100,000 inhabitants, must submit a municipal heating plan by mid-2026, a nationwide requirement to reduce CO2 emissions in buildings. The goal is to become climate neutral by 2045. To achieve this in Bonn, the concept states that heating demand must be reduced by 28%. So, this is where the idea of examining a living space tax comes in. The goal of reducing heat demand cannot be achieved only through energy efficient renovating of buildings, but also requires an optimization of the used or heated living space. So, previously in the last years we were hearing a lot of news that Germany, a lot of Germans were forced to renovate the buildings, renew windows or insulation so that your house doesn't need so much heating anymore. But this will not be enough. And now they are having this idea of forcing more people to live together in smaller spaces. Therefore, the concept proposes examining the extent to which a tax could serve to regulate the use of living space per person. In addition to the tax, households with large per capita living spaces are to be supported in reducing their living space. It's interesting how they use the word supported. The wording is very interesting because actually it's not supporting someone to reduce their living space, it's more like forcing someone to reduce their living space. After the reduction has been completed, households will be financially relieved as they will have to bear fewer maintenance and energy costs, right? So this is good for you because then you will have to pay less taxes if you move into a smaller apartment or a smaller room. So that's actually good for you guys. So awesome. Right, so this is what's going on in Germany right now. And I have to say, it's very concerning. It seems as if a socialist country is soon becoming or on the way to become a communist country. Another city in Germany is now imposing a new water tax due to climate change. According to a ruling by the Wiesbaden Administrative Court, the city is permitted to levy a water tax, the water cent, how they call it. The court also justified the decision with climate protection considerations. The city of Wiesbaden is authorized to levy an additional water tax. With introduction of the water cent, the city plans to impose a tax of 90 cents per 1,000 liters of water on its citizens. So 1,000 liters, that's what's fitting into a standard IBC tank. So those 1,000 liters are now additionally costing 90 cents on top of the original old cost, which was already, according to this article, 3.22 cents per cubic meter. Here they also justified a new tax that it's actually affordable and it's good for the environment because it's also preventing droughts. As if we have much droughts here in the middle of Europe, but okay. Sometimes we do have droughts actually, but not as bad as in a desert. However, according to reports by the Hessenschau, a newspaper, the goal of the tax's proponents is something other than climate protection. They hope that the tax will help offset Hesse's budget deficit. Yeah, according to the finance minister, they have a budget deficit of 900 million euros this year. And this water tax would bring them 16 more millions in taxes. Yeah, guys, so this is how people in Europe, especially in Germany, but also in Austria, are gutted like fish when it comes to taxes. You also need to understand that the income tax and other taxes are already so high. We got to pay income tax, social welfare tax, VAT, value added tax, other taxes, and all that they are doing right now is raising taxes because the governments and the authorities have made too many debts. And now we are paying the price for everything that happened in the last years. Here in Austria, every day 5 persons go into personal bankruptcy. In some places, a small flat is now costing 1,200 euros per month for a teeny tiny flat in Vienna, for example. So the rent prices right now are average in Austria almost 15 bucks per square meter. But in Vienna it's more like 20 euros per square meter. So Vienna is really expensive, and other cities in Austria as well. Then we also have less growth in Europe, partly because of the customs that were introduced by Trump. So now because of this, the experts and the European Central Bank are saying that we will grow even less, and there will be only a growth of 0.9% this year. Also here they are saying everything is becoming more expensive. There are concerning trends of price increases, and they have made a survey which is drawing a really dark picture of the market and of what people are perceiving as price increases. So here they are saying that it doesn't matter if it's energy, gastronomies, supermarkets, rents or coffee, all of those goods and services are becoming more expensive. Statistically, they are saying that the cost of a daily purchase, if you're going to the supermarket, has become more expensive by 4.6% this year. And then they have made a survey. Big uncertainties. Here they are saying that 40% of the population has to save more money now than they did 5 years ago, and that the price increases have hit them either very or very hard. Also here they are saying the free part that people are saving the most money is with the food. So either they don't go to restaurants anymore, or they cook themselves, or they don't order so much food anymore. Then the next thing is furniture. They just stick with the old furniture and don't get new furniture anymore. And the third topic is holidays. A lot of people, they're not going on holiday anymore because they simply cannot afford it anymore. The next thing that they are thinking of taxing now is tips. So if you're going to a restaurant in Austria right now and you want to give a tip to the waiter, usually they can keep the tip 100%, so that means that there's no tax on the tip anymore. But now they are thinking of changing that. That would be very drastic, and a lot of restaurants would be closing because actually a lot of the waiters are actually living from the tip and not so much from what they are getting paid for. All right, next. Volkswagen is calling its employees at its headquarters to work extra shifts because of a combustion engine boom. So actually in a lot of European countries, electric vehicles are not getting any tax exemptions anymore or subsidies. So a lot of people have realized this now, and the consumer is now reacting and has learned about a lot of downsides of electric vehicles. And because of this, now the demand of combustion engine vehicles is booming, and Volkswagen has to work extra shifts to be able to complete the demand of combustion engine cars. Demand for combustion engines is boosting production. 16 extra shifts are planned in assembly alone. Special shifts are planned on 8 weekends in May, June and July. Alright guys, so this is it for today. I really want to thank you for watching. Also, I have a news channel on Twitter now, where I'm going to upload all of my YouTube videos about news. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, please follow me with the username NewsLilly and SurvivalLilly News. Thank you for staying. Stay tuned till next time.